Hey everyone, it's Ping from Formula Delta Performance Solutions. You can probably see behind me that there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm currently sitting in my parents' basement where we received a partial shipment of our high capacity oil pans for the FA24. I'm working as quickly as I can to assemble all the oil pans, go through the quality inspections, and ship them out as quickly as possible. Maybe a quick introduction here. Of what we're doing. I set up a temporary assembly station here in the basement in the corner here. So on my left here, every oil pan starts out with a visual inspection, and then we will leak test the oil pans. We pressurize the oil pans to 30 psi's of internal pressure and then dunk it in the bath to see if there's any air bubbles coming out of them. Next, we have the baffle assembly station. We get laser cut baffles where we need to do a little bit of deburring here and there, as well as put in the trap doors that are attached via rivets. And then the baffles gets assembled into the oil pan over here on my right with Loctite as well as lock washers to make sure that the bolts do not come free at any point. Of course, we will assemble the boxes as well as all the shipping supplies and hardware with the oil pan into your order. And then once they're all packaged up, it ends up on the shelf ready to be shipped out. I want to emphasize that this is a partial shipment of oil pans, so we're fulfilling orders from a chronological order. And or if any customer needs it super urgently, we're trying to satisfy those needs as well. And of course, we got a new set of stickers here that we're going to be including with every order. Hopefully, you can put these on your vehicles and have a great time at the track. We're starting to fulfill orders, and we are going to be fulfilling them in a chronological order as the orders came in. So the earliest orders should be fulfilled first. We will be releasing instructions, the installation instructions for this oil pan. There is a special tool that you will need to install this oil pan because of the way we have designed it. And I have here one such example. It is a extended ball nose hex socket, okay? And the hex is 5 millimeters. This one here is extra long, but the exposed extended portion of the hex needs to be at least 4.75 inches or longer. We have made some recommendations in terms of tools and which vendors and models will satisfy that criteria. On top of that, we will be, I have this magnet attached to the side of it. And the reason for that is when you're installing the bolts into the oil pan, the socket head cap screws, if you have a magnet here, it will actually hold itself in place. So this is going to be very nice and ergonomically make the installation a lot easier. If you don't have this magnet here, if you drop the bolt inside the oil pan, you're not going to have a good time. So yeah, we highly recommend using the magnet. It should make the installation a lot better. Next thing is that we also recommend using a little bit of Loctite on the bolts that are internal to the oil pan. I specifically recommend 243 because it is actually oil resistant and high temperature or higher temperature rating than 242. So these are a little bit more rare to find than 242. So please plan accordingly. And of course, your favorite, you're going to have at least some amount of RTV that you're going to need to assemble this oil pan. But once you install this oil pan, there should be very few reasons for you to take it apart again. We have included maintenance-free trapdoors, which are made out of metal in here. And we have positioned the center drain plug right underneath the oil pickup so that during oil changes, you can actually do your inspection of the oil pickup and clean out the mesh screen through the oil drain plug. So then you most likely won't have to take apart the oil pan to inspect your strainer or the pickup tube. Two more topics I want to cover. First is the rubber sealing washers that we're including with all of our orders. We have two versions. This first one with a brown color, this is made out of FKM, or more commonly known as Viton. There's a limitation to this material, which is that the lower temperature range of it is minus 25°C. And we'll display on the screen what that is in Fahrenheit. This will be included with all orders in the southern states and southern locales and or regions that do not experience anything less than minus 25°C. For some of the northern regions, we also have a second version, which is HMBR, hydrogenated nitrile butyl rubber. This material has a lower temperature rating on the low side to minus 40°C, which is some very cold temperature. I'll show the Fahrenheit conversion on the screen as well. The main concern for us here is cold storage. If you go below minus 40°C, there might be some very small seepage of oil coming out of the drain plugs because it will be below the temperature rating of these washers. But in a static setting, and or if you're driving it in the wintertime, the engine will warm up and it won't be a problem for you. Okay, and we're not expecting the oil pan to all of a sudden start leaking tons of oil. We're talking like potentially a drip or two of oil over the course of the winter if you are going below minus 40°C. Okay, so like don't freak out. Everything should be okay for this application. Your engine warms up quite quickly if you're running it. It's only for cold storage of your vehicles in the wintertime. One more thing I wanted to cover is that we have required signatures on all deliveries of packages. This ensures that we actually get the oil pan into your hands and there's some kind of confirmation from the postal system that somebody received the oil pan. Please, if you are not home, please make plans accordingly. Our carriers are more than willing to drop off at a access point for pickup at a later point. But be reminded that we do want signature on delivery. That's everything from me. Thank you all for your support for this project. We couldn't have done it without you. And I'm going to get back to working on assembling oil pans and getting them delivered to you as soon as possible. If you do not see a order confirmation in the next week or two, rest assured we will be including you in the next batch of casting deliveries. We'll be going through the same process and getting your oil pan as quickly as possible.